Hi guys, today we are going to be chatting about the past 5 foundations that I reviewed. What am I still using? What was the best? What was the worst? I'm going to be ranking them, and if you would like to see further information on any of these foundations, I will have the full reviews linked down below. That will include application, before and after, how it looks in natural light, a flash photo test, and of course how it looks at the end of the day if you're looking to get a little bit more information on any of them. And if you do enjoy reviews of foundation or just makeup in general, be sure to subscribe. And something really exciting about this video is I reached out to a subscriber and now friend of mine, Chelsea. She has a YouTube channel. I discovered her from commenting. She was commenting on my Instagram posts or YouTube, whatever it was, and I was like, wow, her channel is amazing. And she's about 2 shades deeper than me. She's around a normal skin type, so you will find her channel so helpful. And in addition to that, she's just like the most bright, cherry, beautiful person ever. So she's going to be doing the exact same thing as me, so this way you'll get some more reviews and some more ideas about foundations you may want to try. So I will have her video linked down below. Be sure to check it out and subscribe. Tell her that I sent you, but let's go ahead and get started. So the first foundation that I'm going to mention is actually my best, and the probably best part about this is it's actually the most affordable as well. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. This retails for $6 American, which is pretty amazing. You do get 0.75 fluid, or sorry, 0.68 fluid ounces in here, which is a little bit less than the average size of a foundation, but it's also less in terms of price than the average terms of a foundation. Glass bottle, it's got a pump, which is really helpful, and a really nice shade range. They have updated their shade ranges recently. I'm wearing Honey in the most recent collection, but this is a solid foundation. I feel like the majority of skin types could enjoy this. It's not super matte or super dewy. Your skin prep will come big into play here. If you do have drier skin, you may just want to add a little moisture. If you have oily skin, obviously you're going to powder, perhaps a setting spray, but I really enjoyed this. I feel like it gives a nice buildable coverage. You can build it up, I would say, to about a medium full, not like a super full coverage, but you can definitely build it up. You can spot conceal, and it gives like a satin matte or a natural matte finish. And I just think it is a really great foundation and potentially a little bit overlooked because it has been around forever, and e.l.f. products have come a very long way, and they had great products back when everything cost $1 as well. Remember that? But this is super great. I'm not sure if they reformulated it, but I really enjoyed this. And when you look at my review from this foundation, when you look at my face at the end of the day, it looks so good, and I think it's just an incredible foundation. So this is definitely the one that I've been reaching for the most since reviewing it out of these 5. The next one that I want to talk about is from Makeup Forever, and I think it's funny because I don't know how recently Chelsea reviewed this, but I don't think that she loved this one. I personally really liked this. I have loved every single foundation that Makeup Forever has come out with, so this one did not disappoint for me. This is the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. It brightens, smooths, firms, hydrates, and evens out the skin tone. The one kind of downfall to this foundation for me is that it doesn't have as big of a shade range as their other foundations, but it is probably a fairly light coverage, so you can kind of fit a few more skin tones under individual shades. This one, I can't remember if they say that it is for more mature skin, but they're kind of getting at that idea. If it has like fine lines, wrinkles, it's supposed to be very fresh looking on the skin. I personally did not find it greasy. I thought it looked so beautiful and so natural. If you want to amp up the coverage a little bit, you can easily go in, especially with their matte velvet powder foundation. Like, I love a powder foundation on top of a lighter coverage liquid. I think it just gives a beautiful look and beautiful wear. If you do have very oily skin, this is probably not going to be for you. The matte velvet skin is incredible if you have an oilier skin type, but if you have a more normal skin type, or if you're looking for something that is going to give you a really kind of fresh look to the skin, I thought that this was very beautiful, and I really liked it. Although I feel like Chelsea said it got greasy on her, but for me it wore really nicely. So that's why it's always good to get a couple different perspectives. Or maybe that's making it more confusing. I don't know. Up next in the middle spot, I have the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Wear Foundation up to 24 hours. And I really enjoyed this. I hate to call it a downfall, but I have never had more trouble in Sephora trying to find a foundation that matched me. And it's kind of a case of being spoiled for choice, but like, There's so many undertones, so many shades, and I was just like, does this look better? Does this look better? I'm confused. And if you know, when we do get to go back in stores, something that I always recommend doing is grabbing a foundation that is your shade in Sephora, swatch that on your hand, and then swatch the foundation in question on your hand. I do that with concealers all the time because I find concealers can be a little deceiving, especially under the lights of like any store. But I really like this. I will say I don't find myself reaching back for it, but for no particular reason. I think I don't know. I haven't been wearing as much foundation lately either, but I thought that this was a really solid foundation. I liked it more than the original Naked because the original Naked shades were not great, and I like it more than the All Nighter because I'm not so much into like a matte full coverage foundation. The concealer from this really disappointed me though, because the Naked original concealer was one of my favorites of all time. I think it's an incredible medium coverage, and I felt like the concealer from this line was a bit of a letdown. But if you can find your shade, I think it's nice. I feel like this could work for the majority of skin types. It does say it lasts for 24 hours. I obviously did not try that. I was able to find my shade, which was 60NN, and I will have all of my shades for this linked down below, but I do really enjoy this. I think you're getting, you get the full fluid ounce in here. It's nice packaging and whatnot, but I don't find myself reaching for this as much as I do the other two, but it is still a really solid foundation if you were wondering if you should try it. Now this next one is coming in the 4th place spot, and it's not really due to formulation so much, although I don't again find myself reaching for it very much since I've reviewed it. This is the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Nourishing Foundation with coconut milk and aloe extract. This is vegan, which I think is a great thing to have at the drugstore because it's becoming a lot more popular. It's great to see brands jumping on this, but my qualm with this is the shade range. Covergirl has the Matte Made, which has incredible shades. They've got other lines that have had really good shade ranges in them, but this and these ones that come in these little packaging just never have that many shades. And if you're going to keep the shades very small, you need to have a good range because it's just not, it's pretty beige and then gets a little bit deep. I'm wearing 600 Rich, and I'm never rich, neither in foundation or in my pocket, but this is really a nice kind of lightweight foundation, but again, it's not remarkable, and I think there's other good options out there also from the drugstore that have way better shade ranges. And this is a foundation, it's not a BB cream. It kind of has that like light foundation-y feel. There was nothing wrong with it, but again, the shade range really kind of makes me put it closer to the last spot when I'm ranking things. If I'm making recommendations, it's harder to recommend things because it's like if you can find your shade. It's kind of the caveat to this recommendation. So I prefer even like the NYX skin tint that they came out with in the pink tube that has a little bit more of a matte finish, or kind of a soft matte finish in comparison to this, but that at least has 12 shades in there. A lot of the time these tints and lighter coverage things will come with less shades, and it's really got to have a great formulation for me to feel like I really want to recommend it to you. So again, not bad. I do like it, but I definitely do dock points because of the shade range. And then lastly, in the last, dead last spot, like this is in my drawer, like all of these I picked out of like my current foundation drawer. This one I picked out of my to put in a products I won't recommend video. Like this is and this really split the masses, and I thought I loved this. This is a very confusing foundation. I don't know if I've ever encountered something like it before. This is the Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. My first qualm, the fact that they put Micellar in the title and didn't really elaborate on that. And I understand that there's a science to it, and Micellar, you know, means a bunch of different things, and technically it does make sense. But I don't want to have to do that research. And I had to do that before my review, and I still didn't even totally grasp it. And I understand that they're trying to do something innovative, but to me, if you know, the majority of the world sees Micellar as something to remove makeup, to put that in your foundation is eye-catching, but you know, do a better job explaining it. But obviously, like if the foundation was great, I wouldn't put it in the last place spot just for that. The first couple times I used this, I really liked it. I continued to use it, and it continued to be very inconsistent. Sometimes flawless skin, sometimes horrible, melting off my face, patching off, and it didn't like, it was like consistently inconsistent. It did, no matter what primer I use, or if I use the same primer, switched up the powder, used the whole system with the primer and powder that they launched with it, which I think that those are okay. It just was very inconsistent to me. I wanted to love this because Bite Beauty makes some of my absolute favorite lip products. I really love that they have, you know, tried to streamline their ingredients and make things more clean, because, you know, the cleaner idea at Sephora is very popular, but more so in skincare than makeup. I was so excited for this, but I was very disappointed in the performance. And I feel like some people either really loved it, but a lot of people really hated it, and they didn't hate it because it was like, you know, too full coverage or not enough coverage or not enough shades. It was just like weird. It was like, why is this patching off of my face? So you can see it in the review. I'll also link below a get ready with me that I did where it looked really good. But yeah, this was definitely my least favorite foundation that I've tried in a long time. I would put this with the ColourPop Liquid. That one is definitely in my foundation bad books as well, but this one was definitely a miss for me. But that is everything from me. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out Chelsea's video. I will link it down below, and let me know what foundations you would like me to review next. I do have some foundations on the way from Sephora, so hopefully those will arrive soon, and I do have that L'Oreal serum to review. I promise I will get to that. But thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!